He wants you to have a heart and a position in life where you serve other people. Now, here's what I mean. Mark chapter 10, listen to this. I just want you to listen to the story. Mark chapter 10. Jesus is teaching. He's walking around. In verse 35, it says, "And James and John, the sons of Zebedee, came up to him and said, 'Teacher,'" this is to Jesus, "we want you to do for us whatever we ask of you." Now, it's a mind-boggling way to approach God, but they do it. "We want you to do for us what we tell you to do." This is how many of us function in regard to Jesus and God. So, then Jesus has this amazing man. If you got a Bible, verse 36, he said to them, "What do you want me to do for you?" Mind-boggling. That Jesus, who doesn't ever have to ask that question to anybody. He's God. He doesn't have to say, "What do you want me to do for you?" Has this disposition of serving the other people. Here's the reality. When you show up here, many of us come in here, we're like, how is the church going to serve me? How is my spouse going to serve me? How are my kids going to serve me? How are my friends going to serve me? How is my boss going to serve me? Jesus, who is God, who should never have to ask this question, flipped everything and just went, "What do you want me to do for you?" And if Jesus asks that question, we better be sure that's the disposition in our life, where we're looking at our spouse, we're looking at our friends, we're looking at our church, we're looking at our work and going, "Man, how can I serve you, man?" Not grumble and complain about how other people fail to serve me. Not grumble and complain about how my wife fails to serve me. All right, which is often. Don't tell her she comes to the next service. No, I'm serious, don't. You don't complain about that. Your position is, how can I serve you? How can I serve you? What can I do for you? You're better than me. You're more important than me. That's the position that Jesus has. It's fascinating. And then Jesus goes down to verse 45 and he says, "Even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to" what? "But to serve." The Son of Man did that. So how can you do anything else? And then the very next story, and this is the way that Mark tells stories, he goes in his place, and there's this blind beggar, very next story. And it says, when he heard it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to cry out and say, "Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me." And many rebuked him, telling him to be silent. But he cried out all the more, "Son of David, have mercy on me." And Jesus stopped and said, "Call him." And then they called the blind man, saying to him, "Take heart, get up, he's calling you." And throwing off his cloak, he sprang up and he came to Jesus. And Jesus said to them, verse 51, listen to this, "What do you want me to do for you?" Same exact 9 words in the same order, even in the Greek. 2 stories. The one story, John and James, the sons of Zebedee, in the first story, what they ask for Jesus is for power. They go, "We want to sit in your left and your right in your kingdom." Now, they don't even know what they're asking, because when Jesus is coming in his kingdom in the point of most glory in the Gospel of Mark, it's when he's on the cross. And who's on his left and right then? On his left and right then are not James and John. They've ran away. They're scared. They don't want to really be on his left and his right in his kingdom and his glory when they know what it really means, which is cross now, which is suffering now. They're gone. But they're asking for power, authority, and influence. This guy says, "I want to see, man. I want to see." And some of you are at places where you come to Jesus and you go, "Man, I want all this influence. I want all this power. I want all this authority. I want these things and these things and these things." And some of you are at this place, and this is brilliant. This is where he wants to serve you, man. Some of you are just like, "I just want to see. I just want to see spiritually. I don't even know if I believe in this yet. I just want to see. Jesus, can you help me see?" And maybe today's the day you see. Maybe today's the day the beauty of the cross, the power of the resurrection, you go, "Okay, it's time.